Florida is now advancing a bill that requires all state documents and schools, public schools, to make sure that they use the word Judea and Samaria instead of West Bank or occupied West Bank. The bill's being advanced now. It's shocking because this is happening nowhere else in the world aside from Israel. Excuse me, nowhere else in the world aside from Israel. House Bill 31 passed its first committee with one no vote and now heads to the State Affairs Committee. The measure bars state agencies and public schools from using West Bank, requiring Judea and Samaria in new materials while allowing quotes from others. It would start July 1st, 2026, just in several months now. It's called a factual history amid anti-Semitism concerns. We'll get to that in a second because I have so much to say there. But critics are labeling it a psychotic overreach and predict First Amendment fights with a Senate companion pending. They think the best way to stop anti-Semitism is by renaming the Israeli-occupied Palestinian West Bank, Judea and Samaria, because of biblical reasons, and they think that's going to curtail anti-Semitism. They don't think that people are going to actually end up hating Israelis more and hating Israel more when they're pushing this sort of stuff where you can't speak, where it's requiring you not to use the word West Bank, and they're going to start changing history now. And they think, oh, I have the best idea, and this would actually be a great time for me to show my disclaimer here. Again, I don't support hate towards any group of people, but at this point, though, it's ridiculous because it seems like they don't even want to stop the hate. They don't even want to stop the hate. Everything they're doing is actually inciting it. You want to change the name of an apartheid area where Palestinians are living, where they've been living. You want to change the name of the West Bank, the occupied West Bank, to Judea and Samaria, thinking it's going to, stop anti-Semitism? Absolutely not. These individuals know it's not going to stop anti-Semitism. They're more concerned with rewriting history. They're more concerned with pushing a fabricated notion of history than they are actually fighting anti-Semitism. What I've also realized is that Israel actually thrives when anti-Semitism starts to increase, because then it gives justification for more Jews to come settle the Palestinian lands. Every single time, I don't know if anybody else has noticed this, every single time something happens, Beitar, the Israeli sleeper cell organization, was actually, I believe, banned in New York recently. The New York State passed legislation banning Beitar. It's a hate group that is truly, they're Israeli sleeper cells in the United States. Beitar, every single time something bad happens, something horrific happens, Beitar goes on social media and starts tweeting about the fact that now Jewish Americans is the time to leave America and come to your indigenous land of Israel. Every single damn time something bad or horrific happens, Beitar, the Israeli sleeper cell organization, starts asking and begging for Jewish Americans to come settle Palestinian lands. And they'll always say, come back to Israel, or, come settle the land of Judea and Samaria. Every single time. And they think that's going to stop anti-Semitism. I want to stop hate among any group of people, just like the next guy. Why are you inadvertently increasing it? Either they don't know that what they're doing is actually fomenting their own hatred, or they do, and they want it to happen. They want it to happen. I just showed you guys yesterday a video of the Israel lobby in Australia. And if you guys watch that video, you might remember that in the video, the largest Israeli lobby, the head of the Israeli lobby, one of the Israeli lobby groups, goes out publicly and says what he wants to do in Australia is to shut down protests, to make it illegal to protest for Palestine in Australia. Seems like he got his way because of the new laws that passed yesterday in Australia, basically banning free speech. The guy is going out publicly the days prior stating he wants to make sure that he never sees a Palestine protest in his life in Australia. This new legislation is passed in Australia that his organization, I think it's called AJAC, was heavily pushing. Australia, Israel, Jewish Association, something along that lines. Organization was heavily lobbying for. They got their way, fully got their way. Now, all of a sudden, there's no Palestine protests, and they think that's going to stop anti-Semitism when you restrict people's freedoms. Is nobody paying attention? if if you're a child and your mother or your father is continuously taking away your freedom, telling you to always go back to your room, do this, do that, with no justification for their actions, it's not going to make you like them more. If the state that you live in is constantly taking away your freedom of speech or restricting your rights when you see harm being done, and you realize that the people restricting your rights are these pro-Israel activists, as they call themselves, you're not going to like them more. You're not going to like them more. Actually, you're going to start to really dislike them. Megyn Kelly, right-wing political commentator, she's always been pro-Israel. I mean, she still says she's pro-Israel. If you look at her statements about Palestinians, truly does not care about them at all. Doesn't seem like she does. For decades, she's been very pro-Israel and everything from Fox News to where she's at now. However, you guys might have noticed that over the past 6 months, especially, she started to change course. And all of a sudden now she's starting to think, oh my God, wait, why do I support Israel so staunchly? And she actually went on Tucker Carlson and she told Tucker Carlson, the more that they're pressuring me to state that I love Israel, and the more that they're not allowing me to question why I love Israel, the more it's making me turn the other way and want to criticize Israel more. Because when somebody feels like they're being choked, they're going to start acting in the opposite fashion. It just makes absolute sense. Any time somebody is pushing you in one direction that you don't want to go in, you start to dislike that individual more. And they don't realize that's exactly what they're doing. Oh, Larry Ellison, TikTok, people are starting to talk about the fact that Palestinians are treated like subhumans in the occupied West Bank and Gaza. So instead of allowing Americans to talk about that, we're going to have Larry Ellison now, pro-Israel Jewish Zionists, buy TikTok and control the algorithm and rewire it. And when we control the algorithm, then we're going to make sure that you love Israel when we control the media. That's going to really make people love Israel. Gen Z is very well aware of this stuff. They know how this sort of stuff plays. You think it's going to work? Perfect example. Larry Ellison's son, David Ellison, purchased CBS News, among other things, in his now brand new empire. CBS News ratings are tanking right now. They installed Barry Weiss in there. It's trash. It's falling every single day. I see a new headline about the failure of CBS News. They installed a pro-Israel propagandist nobody wants to listen to. Nobody wants to listen to, and it's backfiring. So when it comes to this sort of thing where you are going to rename the occupied West Bank, Judea and Samaria, not only rename it, but not allow the word occupied West Bank in any formal documentation, what you're going to actually do is turn people the other way. People are going to start becoming more hateful towards Israel when they see the way the states are acting and not allowing them to speak the way that they want to. U.S. officials are not allowed to write West Bank now. Seems like there's a First Amendment issue there. But they're going to try to push this stuff either way. So we'll see how things unfold moving forward. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments below. And also, if you want to support my channel, I'd appreciate it if you click the subscribe button and consider joining as a member as well. I'm putting out a member-only video today as well. So otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Have a great day. Bye.